everyone, and welcome to itas Whiteboard Wednesday. My name is Hannah Lincoln and I am the lead solution consultant here at itas. This particular series is all about BPI. It's about helping you improve efficiency and streamline the processes within your team. In this episode, we're going to cover the 5 critical stages to process analysis. Now, we've all heard the stories of those projects that don't quite go to plan. Perhaps they don't deliver the results that are needed, perhaps they never finish, or they take too long to finish. Okay, so we're going to help you avoid all that with these 5 critical elements. Okay, so stage 1 is our understand phase. There are 2 key elements to this particular phase: our initial diagnosis and our process mapping. So our initial diagnosis is actually the most important part of this entire project. This is about identifying where to focus. There's absolutely no point spending hours process mapping when you don't need to. I'm sure you don't have the resources, the time, or the inclination to do so. So our initial diagnosis actually tells us where to focus our process improvement efforts. Okay, this particular area shouldn't take no more than 2 hours max. It's not a big job and it should be done fairly quickly. Our second stage, our process mapping, is all about understanding the detail behind each process, identifying the areas that take too long, any bottlenecks, and really getting into the deep aspect of that particular process. Now, process mapping can either be done incredibly well or incredibly badly. If you've got somebody in your team that's experienced with this, then fabulous. If you've never done it before, then I suggest you have a look at some of our future videos. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel and we'll be releasing those shortly. Alternatively, you can download our Getting Started Guide to Streamlining Your Processes. That's also got a section on process mapping, and we will also be releasing a guide to process mapping in the next couple of months, so please sign up to our BPI Buzz and you will get that straight to your inbox. Okay, so our second phase is our analyse phase. Again, there are 2 key elements to this one: our brainstorming and our business case. So our first stage, our brainstorming, is where we understand the possible solutions to our process problems. This is the fun bit. Okay, so my colleague Tamara has actually written a really great article on different creative ways to brainstorm. And again, we've got some information in our guide should you wish to download it. The whole point behind this is to get other people involved. So don't just limit yourself to your team members, speak to other people in your organisation, and even get external parties involved. It's really helpful. So our second part of this, our business case, is where we understand the return on investment from implementing those solutions. i.e., there's no point implementing a solution that isn't going to deliver a cost benefit to the organisation. So what we do is we delve deep into the costs of the different solutions identified and start to look at where the value for money is going to be. So stage 3 is our decide phase. This is when we understand the how, the when, and the what. So what are we going to do? When are we going to do it? And how are we going to do it? Okay, this is where we actually figure out which solutions we're going to go forward with based on our business case. Okay, so at this point, this is one of the critical stages. So make sure you take your time with this one and you get it right. Part of this phase should always be a change plan. Okay, you should make sure you plan what resource you're going to need and what budget you're going to need. And remember, all of that information should have come out of your business case. Okay, so we're almost there. We're at stage 4 is our execute phase. Now, there are 2 critical elements to this one: our motivate and our project management. So firstly, motivation. One of my favourite ways to keep your team motivated and into the project is actually to put it in as part of their KPIs. By putting project goals into their KPIs, you're actually managing performance as part of your standard HR structure, and it makes sure that they are as driven as you are to make sure this project succeeds. The second element to this, project management, well, there's a huge amount of resource on project management, so I'm not going to go into exact detail, but a couple of critical things I'd like you to consider. So firstly, project plan, really important. Make sure you plan out how you're going to do everything. Secondly, make sure you're monitoring that project plan. It's really important that you're getting regular reports and updates on project progress and also your progress against those particular deliverables. And thirdly, don't try and do everything at once. So with a project plan, chunk it down into smaller, achievable phases that you can then tick off as you go. Okay, Okay, we're nearly there. This is stage 5. This is our review phase, and in my opinion, it's one of the most important. During this time, we actually look back at what we did, and not only do we look at what we did wrong and what we could improve, but also what we did well. What learnings could we apply to future process improvement projects? With any luck, you would have staged your project management in your execute phase. So actually, this review stage should be done after each phase, not right at the end. So you can apply those learnings across the board. Things to think about are things like, well, did you achieve all of the goals that you set out? If you didn't, how far away were you from achieving those goals? Do a gap analysis. Another couple of things to consider are, how was your resource? Did you resource it correctly? Did you fall within budget? All those things should form part of your review stage. Okay guys, so in summary, there are 5 stages to any good process improvement project. Understand, analyse, decide, execute and review. Don't miss any of them. Now I hope you've enjoyed this particular video. If you've got any feedback, we'd love to hear it. Please comment in the comment boxes below. For those of you that are interested in learning more, we do have a free guide, the Getting Started Guide to Streamlining Your Processes. The links are all in the information below this video. And not only that, we have our BPI Buzz, which is a bi-weekly newsletter with loads of hints and tips on how to improve and streamline your processes. We hope you've enjoyed it. Give us a follow on @itas Solutions, and hopefully we'll see you next time.